Hello, everybody. Welcome to Monday. The S&P 500 was down about 1/4 of 1% today. It's actually had a pretty good run since I've been on vacation. It seems to happen that way quite often, which is nice. I don't have to worry about it as much. And obviously, the Friday before I left, we had a big report on the jobs. The numbers got written down, very anemic job growth. It is kind of fascinating to me. They put these numbers out and make huge revisions over the year. I'm not sure why the market responds so dramatically to the first number when it gets changed so drastically anyway. And that's happened under all administrations as far as I'm concerned. And what's happening here now, of course, is that the market is trying to get through 6,400. And probably the number one reason the market's really doing well, first of all, we have kind of this dip buyer mentality. Market drops 1.5+%, on Friday. This week, last week, they're going to come back in and start to buy. This week we're seeing a little bit of a sell off today. Just we're close to that 6,400 sold off. But maybe more importantly, we have the CPI report tomorrow. A report that comes out that's quite hot, where inflation is picking up more than expected. The market's probably going to drop. If it comes in really cool and not bad at all, the market probably jumps from there and probably gets through the 6,400. So I think it's just sort of a situation where there's some risk coming into that report. So the market's going to sit back for a bit and see what's happening. Right now, since the job report came out, and the revisions happened, we now have an 86% chance of a rate cut in September. That was down to 40 some odd percent chance just before that report came out, and we actually have a 55% chance for another rate cut in October at this point. And then the December meeting, the bet on the futures market is that nothing would happen as far as that goes. So we'll see how those change, and that's what makes it difficult. If the inflation is really hot tomorrow, that makes it more difficult, even though the employment situation is getting better, for the Federal Reserve to want to lower rates as far as that goes, and so it kind of puts them in a bind. So we'll see what happens there. But, not a bad day. Be very interesting to see what happens tomorrow. So join me tomorrow and we'll talk about, what came through from that CPI report and what the market's going to be looking at. So look forward to seeing you then. Thank you very much.